Hi, my name is Ed. In this video, we are going to have a quick look on Arduino Ethernet Shield version 1. You will see more of information about Arduino Shield in Arduino official website. In here, let's take a look at the following card. Under the retired cards or module, you will find Arduino Shield version 1. There are several informations provided by the site, so like for example the specification of the product. Right, so let's go to Arduino IDE, and under the tools, let's identify Arduino Shield or Arduino Ethernet board as our board. And this time we're going to assign the port. Wait a minute, I'll attach the module, and there you go. We assign the port. I am an electronic engineer by profession, so it doesn't mean that I am expert with Arduino and the Shield. So actually, this is my first time to hold a Shield version 1. So this is my way of recording my learning. In here, I'm about to open an example sketch. So under Ethernet, let's see if we can open Web Server sketch example. So there you go. The web server is an HTML, and then here it is mentioned that the web server is recording an analog pins or the outputs from the analog pins. The Ethernet shield is attached to pin 10, 11, 12, and 13 to the Arduino side. Basically, this one is explained on Arduino website that the shield or Arduino and the shield are using 10, 11, 12, and 13 pins as a way to communicate between the two. It's using the SPI protocol, communication protocol. In the sketch, you will see the following headers. So if you open Ethernet Shield Arduino website, there it was mentioned that the Shield is using an SPI communication protocol to connect to the Arduino board. Here we see the Ethernet header mentioned in the sketch. So let's go to reference and then resources and reference, and let's find the library Ethernet, because we're going to use Ethernet header file. And then let's find what the Arduino resources mention about Ethernet standard library. So in here, for connecting to the internet, use the Arduino Ethernet Shield, Arduino Ethernet Shield 2, and also Arduino Leonardo version. So let's take a look on some of the definitions in Ethernet library. So the one that I'm using, or the one that we are presenting here, is the very old version, the version 1. It's a W51000 chip, and it's using SPI to communicate with the main Arduino board. So that's why we can find that the pin 10, 11, 12, and 13 are used for that communication protocol. So there it was mentioned that in order for you to use the Ethernet header, you need also to include SPI. So that's basically the protocol of the communication. Let's proceed below. In here you will have the definition, or the MAC address. I learned along the way that this sketch is assigning the MAC address and also the IP address. So make sure that the IP address stated here is not used into other device. You have the typical Ethernet server, and the following are not really required to do anything expected. Let's have the serial begin, because we need the serial to to monitor the activities, the serial print line to indicate that the Ethernet web server is starting. And the following are some of the conditions if ever you are not connecting your hardware, or if it is not linked, or you forgot to connect the cable, things like that, in order for us to to inform the user or myself that that's what happened. Alright, so I think these lines are where the server start working. You have the server begin, the print, the Ethernet printing back the IP address. I think this one is it's starting to listen to the incoming clients. So the following lines are requires further study. Obviously, I'm not really good at explaining it at this time, so hopefully I could explain it with or after my experience. The following lines are, they are familiar, but I cannot really hardly explain, but I know that they're related to the, expected activity of the web server. In here, it was mentioned that the web server will be presenting the data from the analog pins. So let's go back to the website, and these are the locations of the analog pins in Arduino. So for those who are not familiar with the Arduino pin location, and then around here below you will find the for statement or the for loop. So it's stated here that the for loop is starting with the analog channel 0, and it will increment, will stop up to 5 or less than 6. That's what the statement means. In here it was mentioned that the calling of the client, or refreshing, would happen every 5 seconds. So to be honest with you, the below statements or lines are not familiar to me yet. So anyway, let's flash this, and well, this is the result of the flashing, and you will see that the size of the code is this size, so it's not really that big. One of the things that I learned in Arduino, that the code has to be not that big in order for you to to maximize the available memory. In here you will see that we are switching on the module or the shield, and then you will find the expected line, this one, the Ethernet web server example, and then it identify the server IP address, and then I'm trying to to help you locate the location of those code lines. So this is a way for me also to learn what's going on in the example sketch. So in here, I think it's saying to us, the serial log is saying to us that the system is already ready. So let's try opening the IP address that was assigned to the Ethernet shield. All right, let's copy the IP address and put it on a browser. There you go, 162.168.1.1.7.1.1. So these are the following analog inputs. So they are not into a voltage level, but into a digital level. And you will see that the serial log is refreshing. It's disconnecting the client and then reconnected again. And there you will find that it also refresh the analog inputs from 0 to input 5. As stated in the sketch, the client is refreshing the data every 5 seconds, and you will see that the activity of the serial log is refreshing every 5 seconds. In here, I'm recalling that specific line in the sketch. There you go. I think we're doing good. This would be the foundation of the future projects that I will be having, and for those also who are following, hopefully you follow all of those things that I learned and you also learn in this video. Okay, so how about we test? So I'm trying to connect the analog input 0 to ground, and you will see that the value changed to 0. So in here I'm planning to do it into other pins, like switching the ground connection from input 0 to input 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just to make sure that our understanding about the sketch is through. So in here you will have 0 is being read in input 0, and then I am trying to move the ground pin from connection to input 0 to pin 1. So there you go. It has the pin 0, pin 0 reading a different value. Pin 1 is reading 0, and then moving to pin 0, there you go. It's reading the ground because I connected the pin 0 to ground. And this time I'm connecting the pin 3 to ground. You will see the reading is 0, and I am hoping it's also true to pin 4. So there you go. It's connected to the ground, so it's reading back 0, as well as pin 5 or analog input pin 5 reading 0. How about if we try 3.3 volts? So 3.3 volts is equivalent to 711 or 712. So here I connected the 3.3 volts to analog pin 0. The same goes with other pins. So I'm trying to 3.3 volts connected to pin input 1, and then input 2, 3, and 4. So that's basically the activity here. Alright, so I am very satisfied with what we did, testing the ground and also the 3.3 volts to the input pins. I would like to thank you all for watching this video, and hopefully we will meet again. Thanks.